Hi, and welcome to Happy Fisherman Adventures.
I hope, I dream, I wish to catch a big fish, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman.
In today's episode, we're going to show you a great adventure we had. We went to Cape Jaffa in South Australia over the holiday season, and we went with my parents, my brother, niece and nephew, and Chiquita.
Well, we had no idea where we're going, but Mick Hookham, Brett Reeds, Mick actually hooked us up with the guys at Ample petrol station in Robe, and the best advice you can get is from locals. And Kira and Mark, actually, they were great. They were willing to help. They told us what we need to know, where to go, what to see. It was amazing. Brett Reeds, he's from that area. He told us where to go and fish. So we actually managed to put a little bit of fishing time. Not much, but you're going to see that as well. We tried for a lobster. We didn't get it. Bad luck. Next time.
To be fair, we only gave it like 10 minutes.
Half an hour.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know.
But we tried. It's next time. We're definitely gonna go back. So let the picture tell the story. Let's watch the first video.
Off we go to South Australia.
Well, in today's adventure, we're gonna show you our beautiful trip to Cape Jaffa. Cape Jaffa is about 6 hours from Melbourne, obviously in South Australia, just past Robe. Well, it's kind of between Robe and Kingston, and it is an amazing place. We absolutely love it, and we're definitely going to go back. On this trip with us, we had Mima's family and, of course, Chiquita. After a few hours in, Mum fell asleep. It is a long trip, and the best thing you can do is having a nap. Obviously, no if you're driving. Our first stop was in Robe, this Automart, which is actually an Ample petrol station and has heaps of boating, four-wheel drive, fishing equipment, you name it. And here we looked at some cry pots. And by advice, we didn't buy the actually metal ones, the steel ones. Apparently they're too heavy to obviously bring them in by hand. But we met Kira and Mark, and they gave us great advice, and we did buy some cry pots that we used later on in the video. You're gonna see we didn't have any luck, but yes, we used them and they're awesome. And yeah, it was an awesome advice. Kira was a bit shy, she didn't want to go on the camera. Mark, he was unbelievable. We actually asked, is any dangers, is any rifts that we should be aware of, is any breakers, and all this safety stuff. He was so helpful, we really appreciate it. Then it was time for us to drive to Cape Jaffa. It's about 37 kilometers from Robe, and what a place. Cape Jaffa, believe it or not, has got a population of 66 people. There is a petrol station there is an op, there is a little mill bar, and a beautiful marina. This marina is newly built, and it's amazing. The place we were staying was brand new, and these guys thought about everything from cleaning table to outside bite fridge, barbecue, you name it. Inside, open space living, 2 living areas, big bedrooms, master bedroom with ensuite, awesome kitchen with high ceilings, and right at the back door we had our own mooring place. And on top of all this, the actual owners were even thinking about Cisic tablets. I mean, that is really key. And have a look at this, from the back door straight in your boat. We couldn't ask for anything better than this. Also, the sunset, the sunrise, the colors, wow. There is a really big boat ramp here and easy to launch any size boat. And yeah, you don't have to stay in marina, you can use the boat ramp and you can get straight out. There is no bars, no breakers, you're straight in open ocean. As you can see, this marina, it's a gorgeous place. But in today's episode, we're also gonna show you a little bit of Robe that we explored and filmed around. Then a little bit of Kingston, which we absolutely loved. So hopefully you're gonna like what you see and you're gonna make an effort to go and explore these places yourself. The biggest attraction in Kingston is obviously the big lobster, but for us, the pier, people were catching fish left, right and center. It was just unreal. Then driving on the actually sand, park the car and just jump in the water and swim, just next level.
In the next video, you're going to see we actually managed to do some fishing.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
We went out there. It wasn't rough. It was just lots of swells. Mima's dad was with us and unfortunately got sick. So the best thing to do when someone gets sick, turn around, go back. But in meantime, we got about 6 snappers. We got some big mackerel. Let's have a look at the next video.
Well, the very next morning we were ready to go fishing. This time with us we had Mima's dad and he was keen as, but you're gonna see what happens. Unfortunately, open sea, big swells, yeah. Getting out of Cape Jaffa Marina, it's actually very easy. It's protected, it's very calm, so there is no bars, no breakers, you're actually quite safe. On Brett Reed's advice, we were on the way to 20 meters of water. This is just behind the North Rock. And as we got there, fish on. So we got Mima's dad to fight this fish. We are on a slimy mackerel, on a big slimy mackerel, and they are pocket rocket. On a light rod, they awesome fun. And as you can see, Mima's dad had a bit of a fight on his hands. But on the end, we managed to land this fish and he was so happy. It was amazing to see. We got this fish just a few meters under the surface. We got it on a small Reedy's paternoster loaded with a small piece of pilchard. They are great fun to catch. But in meantime, Mima actually had the same rod dropped down to the bottom and this time there was some head shakes. We knew it's a snapper, so I was looking for a net because I didn't have anything ready. But this fish wasn't that big, so Mima managed just to lift this fish straight in the boat. This was promising, it was fun. But in meantime, Mima's dad got a little bit seasick. So, as you can see in the background, he didn't feel good. Very next cast, Mima's on again. It was another pinky, but this time I used the net. I used the net because my line was very, very thin, so I didn't want to break it. The actual fish was only about 38 centimeters, so nothing big, but it was safer to use the net. Then we had another hit on the other side. This time, different shake. I thought it's a bigger snapper, but actually it wasn't. As you can see, he put up a bit of a fight, but on the end all it was is a blue throat for us. Now, a lot of people put this fish back, but I can tell you this fish is actually really nice to eat. To me, it's even better than snapper, but it has to be eaten fresh. You don't freeze this fish. In meantime, double hookup. Mima and Mima's dad, they both were on it. I have to say that I did suggest a few times to Mima's dad for us to pack up and go back, but he insisted to stay a little bit longer. He definitely loves his fishing and he was keen to catch fish. But the problem we had here is that he never been on open ocean and the swells, there were no breakers, there was no actually anything bad happening, just the swells going up and down. Obviously, if you're not used to it, you're gonna get crook very, very quick. He did believe that it's just going to go away, but I told him that's not gonna happen. And we packed up and we made our way back.
Well, in next video, we actually cleaned the fish and we made some fish burgers.
And they were delicious.
We made our way back, and the deal was that anything we catch, that's what we're going to cook tonight. So, the first thing first, we had to clean this fish. As you can see here, we end up with few pinkies, one blue throat wrasse, and one slimy mackerel. Emin did offer to help cleaning fish, but for the safety reason, I said it's best off if I do it. And also, as you can see, there is a little pink fish there with a black stripe on it. That's a barber perch, and that fish is delicious. They're very small fish, but they're actually delicious. This is a fillet of slimy mackerel, which is actually a quite big fillet. It's not my cup of tea. I don't like eating slimy mackerel, but Mima's mom and dad, they absolutely love it. After we filleted all the snapper, I got all the bones out of it. It was time for me to cook some fish cakes. This is very simple, very easy, very tasty, and kids love it. So you should try sometime. Here is what we did. We boiled some potatoes, then we mashed them up by hand, not too fine. It has to be a little bit coarse. Then salt and pepper, obviously, on the fish, little bit of flour, mix it all up a little bit, melt some butter on frying pan, and in the meantime beat up some eggs in the bowl. Now put some garlic in the frying pan and put your fish in to cook. Once the fish is done, then the fun begins. You need to mix your fish with the mashed potatoes that you prepared earlier. Then put some flour on it and use your hands to make a little cakes out of them. Then put them in the egg, then in panko crumbs, and fry them for a few seconds. I did say earlier that kids love them, but I betcha any money you guys will love them too. Now, Mima did go another step up. She actually made burgers out of them, and they were delicious. Emin absolutely loved them, but Layla, she actually gave me $5 just not to try them. Then later on that night, Mima's brother and the kids jumped on the boat with us, and we were on the way in the bay to get some garfish. The process is, when it gets dark, you use a prawning light, put it in the water, and use a prawn net and just scoop them. We actually managed few, but it was way too dark for us to film, so unfortunately we cannot show you any of that footage.
In the next video, we actually went to explore Robe.
What a beautiful place.
The very next day, here we are. We went to explore Robe. And Robe is a nice place. There's bakeries, there's Chinese restaurants, there is a supermarket, there is heaps of that stuff. But we were not interested in any of that. All we wanted to do is see the nature. So to do that, we came up the hill at the obelisk, and the view from here, it was amazing. So we were taking photos, exploring everything around, and just admiring the nature.
In the very next video, it's another amazing place, Kingston.
Fishing off the pier, amazing. Trevally, and there were some people there fishing, it was unreal. You got beautiful beaches, you drive your four-wheel drive, you open the door and you go and swim. It's just brilliant. Let's have a look at the next video.
When we got back, me and Mima jumped on the boat and we took off to do another fishing session. It was a little bit choppier than the day before, but it didn't look that bad. So we got all the way to the 20-meter mark, and this time we had some white caps. We did manage few fish, and again it started with a slimy mackerel, but this rocking just felt uncomfortable. We did an anchor, we were drifting, and on the end we said, you know what, let's go back. When we got back, we picked up everybody and we went to Kingston. Kingston is only about 20 minutes from Cape Jaffa, and we absolutely love Kingston. The Big Lobster is actually the main attraction here. And yeah, it's on a main road. If you drive from Adelaide backways to Robe and obviously to go to Melbourne, you can't miss it. So all these big things like koala, the big sheep, the big prawn, you name it, they are good to see. But it's so much more to this place, to Kingston. It's just unreal. My number 2 favorite place is actually the pier. On this pier we saw people catching squid, trevally, all sorts of fish. Sometimes apparently they even get tuna passing by and all that sort of stuff. So if you travel with no boat, no problems, you can still fish. There is quite a few of these kind of piers all around this limestone coast. And here, this is my number 1 thing, driving on the beach. Every 4-5 kilometers you got access to the beach. So you just drive on the beach, you can fish off the beach, you can camp, you can swim, you can just enjoy life. And that's exactly what we did. We ended up swimming, kids had fun, they were running around, Chiquita was swimming in the water, and the best part of it, that your car's right there, so if you need a drink or you want to eat something, you want to get access to your fridge, you do not have to walk far. Well, we were having fun, but in meantime, we lost Mima's dad. So I had to put the drone in the air and try to find him. And I did. He was about 3-4 k away from us, just walking around, enjoying the actual view, the sea, the nature, and just absorbing all this. And in the meantime, here, this is how it looks from the air. This is Kingston for you, and you can see all this left, right and center access to the beach, and the beaches are crystal clear. Another fact, all the way from Kingston to Robe, these beaches are very popular with people targeting Mulloway.
The next video, we actually decided to take my mom on the boat because everyone else went, but she hasn't been. And we had a beautiful surprise. She got to see dolphins.
And she was wrapped. Let's watch the next video.
Considering that dad, kids, Natko, everyone was on the boat, the only person that didn't get to be on the boat was Mima's mom. So we took off for another adventure. This time we had the crypots with us. So as we got out of Cape Jaffa, to the left, obviously there is a little reef, and that's where we normally drop the crypots. But on the way, she gets a little surprise. Couple dolphins were just playing around, and she was amazed to see that. She never seen dolphins in real life, well, in the nature, and to be so close to them and, observing what they're doing, she was amazed. Anyway, a few minutes later we were on the spot. We actually put the nets down. Obviously it's only about 5-6 meters depth here, and yeah, if you're lucky you can get some nice crayfish. The problem was that we only had about half an hour all up, so we dropped the 2 nets we had, drove around for 10 minutes, then we tried to see if anything is in there. Unfortunately, donuts for us. The drop nets are very simple. So all you do is get this little cage where you put your bait in it, so it protects the bait. Otherwise, if you just put the bait on top of inside the drop net with a bit of string or wire, sharks, octopus, everything else will come and eat it. And then when you come back, you actually have to snag them and quickly lift them up and see if there's anything in it. Unfortunately, as I said, we had no luck. Then it was time to go home because we were packing up to go back to Melbourne. On the way we stopped at Beachport, which is a beautiful place. It's actually the second longest pier in Australia. We stopped at Port Macdonald, we had pizza there, and yeah, after that, straight home.
Again, guys, thanks for your support. We really appreciate it.
And once again, thank you for watching. Please consider supporting us by subscribing, liking, commenting, any of that.
On our YouTube channel. See you next time.
I hope, I dream, I wish to catch a big fish, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman.